Knees out. You know what I mean? Okay, let me lock in.
You gotta breathe out here. It's hot as hell.
Got my sound torn. Do you got your mic together over there, bro?
I think I'm good. You can hear me?
Fix it. Come on, dog.
What's wrong with it?
Get right, bro. Mike, get them right, man. Why? HasBeens Podcast, man. Episode 6, man.
Thought I was fine.
Season 4. You're never fine, bro. You just be you be tripping,
That's
bro.
debatable.
That too tipsy.
He tipsy, man. JD, go ahead and hit the door, man. It's too many children in the building. There we go. Appreciate it, man. HasBeens Podcast, episode 6, man. Season 4, episode overall. I think we had like 142, man.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Shouts out to us, man. Hand claps to us, man.
Congratulations, man.
Hold on. You know it. Gotta clear your ears out with them gunshots, though, man. Make sure you listening, man. Shout out to my dog JD in the background, first and foremost, man. We getting his Parks on for our first week. Claps to JD in the background. He getting his Parks on. We gonna try to convince him to come back. Okay. He say he here. We got a special guest in the building, but first off, we got Mike and Twan in the building. Shout out to them first and foremost. Special guest in the building. Let me get my laptop on. I got something special written up for you, Drew. I got something special written up for you. Let me get straight to the intro, man. I wish I had that like Michael Jordan shit, you know, when the Bulls, they were introducing the Bulls. I gotta get that shit. I really gotta get that. But until then, you know what I'm talking about. You used to know, like 98 finals, you're like, shit, Jordan about to come out and give him 40.
Iconic.
Yeah, that's an iconic sound. So that's gonna go in my after action review. I'm gonna get that added next week. But until then,
he's in the military. Action.
You already know. You already the AAR. You already know what time it is, man. Let's get it though. We got my boy, man, all the way from NYC, man.
Spring Valley.
I was about to say, I got you, Spring Valley, New York, Tuskegee grad. Fill us in on what the degree it was in again.
Sales and marketing.
Bremer. Worked in TV and film, BET, VH1, Tyler Perry Studios. Worked in tour and artist management, marketing and branding guru. Worked with General Tires, Def Jam, Sprite, Martell, Jameson, Avion, Milagro, Patron, Tito's, Hilton Hotels. Founder of RNB Untapped, Fly Nation Movement, Aware Brand. Again, Skegee. Don't forget it. In the building, my dog, Drew Sanders, man. Everybody give him a hand clap, man. What's up, Drew? How you doing, man? First and foremost, stop clapping. Thank you for coming through, man, giving us some time, man. We appreciative. We seen you at the MVP All-Star game. You was like, let's lock it in. Yeah. We got it locked in. You wasn't playing. You came, pulled up. Yeah. So appreciate you pulling up with us on that one for sure.
No doubt.
We gonna get into a lot of shit today.
We ain't gonna listen. Before we get into that, man, I just say thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank y'all. You know what I mean, for allowing me to be on y'all platform, man. 140?
42.
142 episodes.
Yeah,
man. That's consistency right there, man.
That's what we trying to do.
I'm glad to be a part of it, bro.
Appreciate it. This when we look back at all this, I tell all my partners, man, 50, we gonna be sitting on yachts, thinking about damn episode. You remember 142 in this little, you know what I mean? In this space right here, it's gonna be a crazy space next time you pull up. You know what I mean? So shout out to the elevation, shout out to the consistency. We got a lot to talk about, so I'm not gonna waste a lot of people's time, but we got to get into our moment of silence. Get right, Mike. Moment of silence to our social media, man. Make sure y'all tap in with us. Wildcard TV on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to us on your favorite social media platform. That's YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Wildcard Sports, Wildcard TV, the HasBeens Pod. YouTube, again, make sure you subscribe to us, Wildcard TV. Yes. And for our listeners, because they crazy. We actually got I'm really appreciative of our listeners because it's like when the views are down on YouTube, I always go and look at the listeners. I'm like, okay, they're still here. We got something.
They're messing with us.
So shout out to our listeners, man. Y'all keep subscribing to us on your favorite podcast streaming platform. Apple Podcasts, obviously, Google, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts, we're there. Everywhere. So tap in with us, man. Moment of silence real quick to that. During this moment of silence, you grab your phone and you go tap in with us. Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button. Let's get it, man. Straight into it, man. My dog Drew in the building. we're going to jump straight into it. We got a lot to talk about, but first and foremost, we're going to talk about your journey. You go from being raised by a single mother in New York, attending and graduating from the illustrious Tuskegee University, starting multiple brands. I mean, from Fly Nation to RNB Untapped, a wear brand, to working with marketing and branding with some of the top companies in the world. I mean, we talked about General Tires, Def Jam, Sprite, Martell, Jameson, Avion, you know what I mean? All Patron, you know. These are household names, especially out here in the A. You know what I mean? Especially out here. Yes, sir.
Outside.
But, you know, from going there and then now your newest endeavor, wear brand, is being featured in Footlocker, bro. So the journey, man, let's just, first off, how is these experiences from your childhood all the way up into where you are today, how have they shaped your mentality and your mission?
Man, that's a good question. You know, as the first thing that pop up in my mind is just being the only child. You know what I'm saying? Like, always having a lot of time on my hands to be creative as a kid, man. Of being a latchkey kid, going home, you know what I'm saying? Nobody there, you know what I mean? For sometimes, you know what I mean? Because mom's is out there working, you know what I mean? So being able to just create and then also leaning in on my neighbors. You know, I grew up in an apartment building with, like, a lot of different ethnicities, man. Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, Haitians, Ecuadorians, you name it, man. So just getting that flavor and that culture, you know what I mean, just growing up and soaking that up as a kid. And then just being a creative, man. I remember just me and my cousins just making music at like 12, 13 years old, you know what I'm saying, just for fun. And, you know, and then I always had a dream that I wanted to be like Puffy as a kid, man. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, for real, when I first, you know, I seen you, obviously you way older than me. We talked about it. You was on the way out with me and Twan.
Coming in. Yeah, he tried to age me out.
No, hell no. We in the same group. Yeah. But I'm just I'm just talking about, like, you know, from the college perspective, he was a lot older than me. We were seniors when we was freshmen. Yeah. So I thought you gave off the Diddy vibe then. I'm like, man, this dude Drew, the Infinity back then. You feel me? It was like just the energy. It was like it was life of the party, kind of the good New York energy. That's what I felt from you from the jump. So to say that was one of the inspirations, was like, yeah, you gave off that energy for sure. And still do. Still do.
Appreciate that, man. It's a Scorpio energy.
Is it? Y'all both Scorpio?
Yeah, it's a Scorpio energy.
Yeah, the New York with the Scorpio is just you bound to have that type of energy, huh?
Makes sense.
Absolutely.
And a hustler too. That's the other part that I left out at first, is that you also was a hustler, man. Yeah. I always seen you just if it was people who was hustling, you was somewhere near them people who was getting it in. You feel me? So
yeah,
the energy.
It's crazy. I mean, and then I also say, like, my mom's, man, like, you know, my mom worked in the entertainment industry. She still does. And just having that early experience, you know what I'm saying? Like, seeing my mom work with all these different celebrities and these rappers and entertainers and stuff like that, I was like, this is something I want to get myself into in the future. Okay. And I always seen it since, like, the age of, like, 3. You know what I mean? So, you know, for me, it was just like, it was kind of like destined for me to do what I'm doing right now. I feel like, just off the experiences. Okay,
so I did forget your mother definitely was in that industry. And so do you think that experience did give you the confidence up front to, like, step out, put yourself out there? Because I know, you know, a lot of people in college, especially at that age, we're not confident with putting ourselves out there. And I remember you, like I said, didn't have a problem putting yourself out there, trying new things. I mean, you be hosting shit. I'm like, he just do everything. You feel me? Whatever it is to be done, and Drew so that take confidence though, because 100%. When you really get out here and start doing shit, is the first time you realize you don't know a lot of shit. You know what I mean? So the confidence to put yourself out there, learn, you know, that's paramount. You know what I mean? So you attribute that to definitely having that experience with your mother.
Definitely, I would say it's a little bit of that in the fabric, but I think for me to get that confidence, man, I feel like when I got to Tuskegee, it was like my second chance almost, like in life, even early at 17 years old, because I early in life, man, like a teenager, I gave up on a lot of things that I was passionate about, and you know, just had this like small town quitting mentality. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't, because I didn't see nobody else doing it that was close to me in proximity. You know, we got TV, we got 106 Park, we got all these different things, right? But like in proximity, the people around me, I didn't have that. So I was like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna quit if it didn't go my way. So I don't know, something like came over me going down to Alabama, like fresh from New York, and I was just like, yo, I'm about to turn up everything that I'm doing in life. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, this is my chance, because I wasn't trying to go to college out of high school. It wasn't even an option if I wasn't playing sports.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So and I didn't get any scholarships. I didn't get anything. I quit actually football in the middle of my senior year. You know what I mean? So even getting letters from like these schools and stuff like that. And I was just like, yo, I'm done with sports. I don't think I'm going to school. And then when I decided to go to Tuskegee, you know, I was like, you know what? I'm about to create something here, because I was bored. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I was hella bored, man. And you know, and I was like, I always wanted to have a record label. So I was like, I'm gonna find some talent here on campus. So my first artist I managed was like my sophomore year in college.
Really?
This kid named JR. R&B singer, J.R. Rayford, man. Shout out to...
I know that name.
Yeah,
I feel like I know it, too.
Yeah, so... And I was like, I was sophomore, and I was just like, I'm getting into it. But so, to answer your question, man, because I could get long-winded, definitely it's a blend of all of that, you know what I'm saying? But I think I got the self-confidence because I was lacking it. And in order for me to get that, I had to, like, find this space within myself to kind of, like, create this, like, archetype or this character, you know what I mean, to like hone in. And then I did it at school, man, and you know, and then also people gave it to me too, because I was giving it up crazy. So people was like, nah, nigga, this you him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they feed me, they feed me.
Yeah, walking around campus like, yeah, nigga,
but,
yeah. So yeah, so
but that's what you need, because that's definitely what you need sometimes.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so kind of staying on the mother and your mom.
Yeah.
Do you think that, you know, being raised by a single mother ever impacted how you kind of looked at relationships and in the opposite sex and the opposite sex? So just relationships in general, and then like dealing with the opposite sex.
We got straight into some deep shit.
Yeah, we
ain't playing out here.
Yeah, we don't fuck around.
I'm about to get into a therapy session, man.
Hey, let's go.
Nah, seriously.
I wish I had an ottoman and kick your feet up, man. You know what I mean?
Nah, I mean, that's a good question, because I think a lot of men, specifically black men who are raised by single mothers, gotta get over this hurdle when it comes to loving women. Like, because we are, I mean, for me, like, it just depends on the household. Like, you come into a household and your mom can be loving on you crazy, and then that creates a good relationship on how you show up in your relationship with your woman and how you love on them and stuff like that. Or it could be a household where you didn't get that love because your mom wasn't taught how to love. So it was hard for her to love on you the way, you know, you probably needed to show up in the relationship. Right, because our relationships with our parents, especially our mothers, is a direct reflection of how we deal with our women.
Correct.
So I think that it definitely played a huge role. But I think for me, what I got out of it is like, when I'm in it, I'm in it. You know what I mean? And I think that my love for my mother and then the love that she showed me is like, you know, once I make that decision, I'm loyal to the core, because that's how it was between me and her. It was just me and her against the world growing up. So it's just kind of like, if I find that partner, that's the kind of the perspective I have. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
What about with your overall relationships with people? Is that the kind of the same energy where it's like your loyalty kind of is even with just like, you know, homies and friends and things of that sort?
Yeah, nah. I didn't grow up with a lot of friends, man. I got a lot of associates. My friends is very small circle.
I feel
you know
that.
What I'm saying? Like, but I got a lot of associates. You would think I had a lot of friends.
Yeah.
You know, just how I associate with people and how I connect with people. But yeah, I'm loyal to the core, bro. And that's why I don't have too many friends, because I've been hurt in friendships. Yeah, people, you know what I mean, hurt me and let me down, and you know what I'm saying? So for me to let you into, you know, close to me like that, we have to really court, even as friends. I have to court you. We got to go hang out a couple times. I got to see you. Know,
yeah.
Especially nowadays, for sure.
Yeah. Because,
And all relationships. All relationships. So I think for me now, as an adult, 35, I was thinking to myself, I was like, damn, like, I know I'm going to create new friendships in this phase of my life, but what does that look like for me? What type of people do I want to attract in my life?
It's crazy
you know
to think about.
What kind of conversations do I want to have? You know, and I do believe in you can find best friends. You know, some people are like, hey, my friends, you know, I grew up with this person when he was 8, 9, 10 years old. Right. But people grow and evolve, right? Yeah. So in this new phase, I'm like, who's gonna be that ride, that homie, that BF? And I hate to say it because you know I might get paused on it, but you know, my best friend or my good friend or the brotherhood that I create now in this new phase with this new mindset that I have and this new energy that I'm creating, you know what I'm saying? Because you definitely gonna attract who you are. So as I'm evolving and transitioning, I'm like, all right, what does this look like for me in this friendship? friendship wise.
That's me because I realized early, especially like when you say you evolve.
Yeah.
Because we talked about like I was on some shit back in the day.
Boy.
Yeah, and it's like the minute I decided I don't want to be on that no more, and I wanted to kind of change and get on some shit that was more positive and geared towards my future. You realize like them day ones, if they not ready to get out of there, you gonna either they gonna weigh you down or you gonna slow yourself down sitting there trying to convince them to kind of either believe in you or come with you. You know what I'm saying? So for you gotta branch out. And in this phase of my life, I kind of find myself, I got new kind of besties and like the guys I hung with. You know, I still got that close circle that I came up with is 10, 15 years in the game. But a lot of the people I'm really, really close to and like talk to now, you know, I met 4 or 5 years ago. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question, Cam.
What up?
The maturity, the growth part that you spoke about. How many people that you knew in the past that you weren't really like cool with because of the way they acted or the way that you acted?
Oh,
and as
man.
you matured into like who you are now, how they circle the block.
That's crazy because it's like a lot of the people I wouldn't fuck with back in skiing are all the people that I'm like cool with now. And it's like all the people I hung with at Tuskegee, I'm like muting them on like social media because I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about,
They
dude?
talking about the same thing niggas was talking about.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, like, it was a lot of dudes, I'm like, you lame. You know, they were going to class and doing all this shit, and it's like, damn, I wish I would have went to class. I wish I would have got them internships, you know what I mean? I wish I would have took this shit serious, you know, when I was there. And then, I mean, the party and thank God that Tuskegee produces such amazing people. They're like, the network is the network, regardless of kind of how you got it. And we such family-oriented people that you didn't do permanent damage in school a lot of the time. So a lot of people like you circle the block with is just like, you know, they got it, you know. And I think they saw through like, yeah, this guy, he acting like this, but he not an idiot. You know, he not an idiot. But some of these people are idiots, bro, and that just is what it is. And I'll unfollow you in a heartbeat.
That's real.
Got to change your circle, man.
Yeah, I'm really serious about my algorithm.
That's good.
I'm serious about my algorithm.
Blueface pop up on my algorithm.
Who? Are you?
Yeah,
You guys? You know I'm serious about that because I tell Twan, look at your Explorer page. Yeah, you got them biddies on it. You get your freaky ass on some other shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you got a lot of travel destinations, you might be doing the right thing. You see a lot of artsy things.
Let's see what we got.
My
Explorer page needs some work. I'm gonna be honest with you.
But yeah, let's.
Yeah, we need some work. We need some work over here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I'm not that evolved yet. My bad.
Nah, my shit look just like yours.
Come on, man. Y'all got to tighten them algorithms up.
Biddies and hoops,
Instagram,
man.
my little vibration version of me. I ain't gonna
Everybody though. I got a little bit in the top right corner, some bullshit. So you know what I mean. But listen, let's get back on tap.
Okay.
RNB Untapped. Well, Fly Nation, like you said, we gonna get to that, like your artist, development and artist management in the record label. That's kind of what Fly Nation kind of was started as, right? But let's skip a little step real quick and get to RNB Untapped.
Yep.
Because I feel like that's one of your first endeavors once you kind of got out of school.
Yeah, like about
That was in school too.
Was it?
No, that wasn't in college. I was like 2015 when I started that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably. Well,
Yeah.
Because I remember when I first moved out here, you was doing a lot of them. I came to a couple of the shows, and it was like, okay, I see what he got going on. I was still on my shit, so like an R&B show. Like, I fuck with Drew, but I don't fuck this R&B
But
shit.
a lot of people probably felt that way back then too. But now look at the wave, like everybody on R&B music, and I was ahead of the curve a little bit, I think, with that. And I just really created that platform because I was just very frustrated with the nightlife here in Atlanta, and I wanted to experience music that I listen to a lot, and I listened to a lot of R&B music, and then I also had a lot of friends who were super talented R&B artists. And they needed a platform to showcase their talents. And that's how it happened. I literally hit up 3 friends. I was like, yo, y'all want to perform in this show I'm about to start? Called R&B Untapped. It's like, I'm down. So book BQE on Auburn. I'm sorry, Edgewood, pardon me. And did our first show, and it was crazy. It was we did it for free, but we sold out the RSVP. And I was like, oh, I'm about to do this every month. And we did it consistently up until 2018. Then I took a break, and then I came back 2020. Then COVID happened, but I mean, we featured like over 60 artists on the platform.
that's fire.
Yeah.
I never some claps in there. Yeah. This might have been before you was like out. No, you might have been in Florida or some shit. No, you ain't.
Well, in 2015, I probably just got to
it.
So I was outside for real.
Mm-hmm. And so I just.
It was a time.
It was a good time. A great time.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, now I'm sitting here thinking about it because I'm like, yo, like, we gave Ari Lennox her first show in Atlanta.
See, that's crazy.
That's fire.
Vito, one of his first shows with a live band. Jacob Lattimore, Aaron Ray.
See, I would have liked this.
Talk your shit.
I mean, a lot of artists, Mariba. I mean, I could name them. It's a lot. You know what I mean? So, in that, because we built the platform big enough to where it's like, yo, if you're an R&B artist, you gotta go through this platform.
That's fine.
You have to. Like,
the love.
You know what I mean? So, I'm looking forward to bringing it back this year, though.
Oh, so I was going to ask you, is it coming back? I think it's a place. I was about to say it's needed. We got too much of that. I mean, even me is like it's too much of that shoot 'em up, bang bang. We need a little more love in the atmosphere and a little more good vibrations in the atmosphere. Yeah. And I think that's what R&B music definitely brings.
Absolutely.
It's like, you know, because even sometimes I'm like, man, I'm tripping. And I had to switch up the music. I'm saying, I take my algorithm serious and I take my internal temperature serious. So when I get too hot, I be like, all right, let me stop listening to this fucking this nudie or something. Gonna keep me in a good spirit.
How do you gauge your internal temperature?
With my relationships with others, because I'm a real people person. So I can tell kind of where I'm at based off of my interactions with the people closest to me. I'm getting arguments.
Definitely a lash out.
If I'm getting in arguments with my friends, I'm like, all right, let me tighten up because it's me. Because I know my friends, and at this point, like I told you, I've shedded like them friends I felt like were very hard because I didn't want that for myself. Like the combative atmospheres, and you got to always kind of either throw a punch or deflect a punch. It's like, so you surround yourself with people who not on that shit, so you know it's you.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you tripping, bro.
I mean, you're an aware human, man.
Yeah,
I try.
Self-awareness right there, bro.
Yeah, I try to because
it do be you though.
But it go back to you. Fuck you. He also know how to push my buttons. But it go back to like you said, where it was like you decide on like kind of the people you want to be around. Yeah. I want to be successful, so I never want to be the smartest person in the room. 100%. I never want to be like the most calm person in the room. I want to feel like I got to rise to the occasion when I get in the room.
100%.
And so I want to put myself around people I aspire to be. So it's like Mike, for example. I give him his flowers all day. I try hard to piss this motherfucker off. He's so calm.
All the time.
All the time. Just be chilling. He could be in crisis situations. We can be hooping.
Be like that.
He always smiling.
He be next play. He that
so
guy.
Positive,
like, bro, I'm like, fuck the next play, man. These motherfuckers tripping. But it's like,
BS
so I look at people like him, like, you know, it's like his energy is like, you try to get to those people, so you just like, all right, if he can be calm in these moments, I gotta be, you know, relax. So I just push myself and I try to put myself around people that are better than me and things that I want to be good at.
Yeah, iron sharpens iron, bro.
That's my energy. You know? And I'm just a worker, so I like to outwork people. So
that's beautiful.
I put myself in them environments and I just get to work.
That's what's up, bro.
So I guess it's self-awareness and knowing yourself a little bit because I know what I do well and I know what I don't and I know how I get myself to them places.
A lot of motherfuckers don't know that.
Yeah.
You know
what I'm saying? I know this put me in a room people better than me and I'm going to work my ass off, man.
People be out here sleepwalking, bro.
Yeah.
Don't even be knowing.
Mm-hmm. But this ain't about me, man. I'm over here, goddamn. Now I'm in the therapy session and shit.
Man,
Let me get my laptop back going. We got to get Drew back going, babe, because this is a great conversation. I can't lie. Yes, I'm enjoying myself.
Me too, man. I told you, man. I was happy to be
I don't know
here,
why.
I'm gonna hold you, dog.
Yeah, we finna get to that. That's what I'm saying. We talking about awareness, so we might as well just. I mean, it's right here, sitting, it's ready. Your newest and most recent endeavor, we got Aware brand, man. So first and foremost, talk to us about the overall founding. What was the initial vision and the goal? How has it changed over the time? Or, you know, because obviously I don't think it started identical in where it is now. And then what impact has it had up to now? And what kind of impact do you expect it to have?
Wow, that's such a load.
I just want to load it up and then let you go. You feel me?
100%. So I would take it back from the beginning. The same time I got the idea for RNB Untapped, I got the same idea I got a download for the Aware brand. It's like the same week. I don't know what I was doing, but I need to figure out how to get back to that frequency.
You feel me?
God was downloading that.
Creative juices right there.
Hey, real talk, because I was, before you get going, I was watching this video where Bron was talking about Game 6 versus the Celtics. He's like, bro, I don't know what the fuck happened that day, but I've been trying to get back there for the rest of my career.
That space be crazy.
Yeah, the space is going.
I love it though. I love it. So yeah, like I said, around that time, you know, I was frustrated with just how the culture, American culture, was moving. At that time, you know, we were dealing with a lot of police brutality. You know, our people were literally getting killed like dogs in the street, and we had to watch that. We had to digest that content, the news, you know, through social media. We're seeing it, so they're actually programming us, you know, and I'm like, nah, this is not the move. And I remember going out protesting and doing all that stuff. And then the thought came to me. I remember my great aunts, because my family's from Selma. And I remember my great aunts talking to me about like how they marched with Martin Luther King and Selma and all that. And I'm like, well, that was 50 years ago, and we're still doing the same thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That shit fuck with you a little bit.
Yeah, it did, bro. And you know, and I was going through a transformation. I think I just got fired from one of my first jobs. And so, and it was a good message in me getting fired. And I started journaling, and then I started reading this book by Deepak Chopra called 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. And I was just like kind of like growing and evolving. So what was heavy in the book was awareness. That's what Deepak kept talking about. And I'm like, yo, this is the key. Like, we're not aware. Right. Black people, as we're not as aware as we should be, because, you know, I think that, you know, there's so much power in the love and self-awareness, but as a community, we wasn't really we're not experiencing the love that we should. You know what I mean? The trauma, you know, the just what we had been through, the PTSD. You know what I mean? There's so many like blockages that's like preventing us from really tapping into the power in God within us. So I was like, we are gods, you know what I mean? And I think that, you know, they try to paint a different picture to us. So around that time, I was like, nah, it's time for us to be aware of who we are, and it starts with love. That's what's missing in our community.
That's right.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So
big time. Self-love, community love, all that shit.
Yeah. So I mean, so initially it started off with just, you know, me just, you know, my little activism era. I was just like, nah, I'm gonna just, you know, put this word out here, put it on a t-shirt and a hat, not thinking anything beyond that. Like, just like, you know, I'm just gonna put it on some t-shirts and some hats, you know, sell it out the trunk to family and friends, and just create this movement like that. But I had no idea it was gonna fast forward into everything that's happening now. So to answer your second question, what we doing now is, you know, continuing to, you know, develop amazing merchandise for people to wear, you know, programming on the digital side and on, you know, on the digital side and in real life, you know what I mean? Because I feel like we need to have experiences in real life too, right. To where we can grow. And then, and that's pretty much it. But in the future, I look to, you know, expand what we're doing. I mean, I forgot to mention we have a deal with Footlocker. We're in 45 stores right now.
If you didn't get to it, we were.
I know. And yeah, I mean, that's it, man. I mean, right, but you know, where we want to take it, man, I want to be able to say like this brand has helped impact the people's worlds through transformation of being aware humans, and aware humans are basically emotionally healthy humans, spiritually healthy humans, and physical healthy humans. You know, it's a balance. You know, I mean, I have to call it the Holy Trinity. So if we can practice those things, especially black people, black and brown people, we'll be indestructible, and they can't fuck with us.
I wish I had like a. I was about to say I'm just gonna clap first because I'm like I wish I had like a. I need to update my board. Now that's like you need like that church hymn after the preacher get done talking, because that's that shit right there, Drew. And let me ask you one question before we even discuss. Like, did you think of any part of like the connection between fashion and your people was like getting that message through your people through that? Because I, building this platform, figured that I would use sports to like catalyze that strength with my people, where like I can build a platform and show my people that ESPN and all these platforms they think they want to be on, that are closing the doors that you can be just as powerful within your own right.
Absolutely.
You feel me? And I wanted to use sports to kind of catalyze that energy. Did you think, and the energy of that, did you think about clothing and that awareness kind of being that bridge?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We like to say where streetwear and self-awareness meets. So very intentional about putting the messaging on the apparel.
Okay.
We know our people like to get fly. So, providing a strong message brand was like the first priority for us. It was like, if we can use this apparel as a vehicle to move this message to millions of people across the world, then we're going to utilize this right now. And fashion and streetwear is hot right now. I mean, there's so many people that got a streetwear brand or a clothing line right now. It's ridiculous, man. But we need more consumers, though, at the end of the day. But, definitely, was more focused on, like, using this as a vehicle and then expanding into other mediums to share the message.
Shout out to that. Mike, Twan, I know y'all over there chilling.
Yeah, y'all been quiet over there.
I know they chilling. Twan, this is Tipsy Twan. Twan
dropping nuggets over here. I'm listening.
It's not Tipsy Twan. I'm just really listening and just really enjoying the story to see, because I don't know all your background like this. So I'm enjoying what y'all got going on. I'm here. All right.
As far as like the design and everything, do you think the influence of you being from New York plays a part in that? Or
that's a good question, man. I grew up a backpack kid, so like going to Soho, going to the Stussy stores, going to Supreme stores in high school, you know what I'm saying? Just, just buying. I mean, my freshman year of college, I bought a new T-shirt every week. It was Stussy. Every fucking week I bought a new Stussy shirt, bro. Like, it was just like, it was $35. I'm in Alabama. I don't really have access to stores like that, so that was like my little thing. Instead of buying a little bottle of liquor, I was buying a T-shirt, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's lit.
And, so the designs, yes, I'm heavily influenced by being up in New York with the whole, streetwear culture and everything like that. So to answer your question, yes. Yeah.
Okay. That's actually a good one, Mike. I didn't have that on my shit.
I got you.
Hey, appreciate that. So speaking of, because we had Archie on the pod, and he got Wear Brands. It was more of a hat company, but he talked to me about he wanted to rival the brands like Gucci and those top level brands in his niche. Do you see yourself competing with the big brands, or you find being one of those people who occupy a niche and dominate that niche?
Yeah, I definitely look at other brands like as inspiration, but I don't feel like we compete with anybody. We do have a niche, but there are other brands kind of like following that formula now. Like I'm sure you guys see a lot of like message brands around like love and self-awareness popping up and all that stuff. But if you would have 8 years ago, that wasn't happening. We was doing that. You know what I mean? So I think we're a leader in the category.
Pioneer,
You know what I'm saying? And, and all I got to do is keep competing against myself and what we've done in the past and just focus on just building, a movement and a platform that is going to help transform lives. That's the only thing I could think of, because if I stay in that pocket, it's always going to get better.
For sure.
That's fact.
And I like to ask. Oh, go ahead, Tony.
There's nothing wrong with staying in your lane.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. That's why I like to ask that question to people, because, I'm on a pretty much, it's a tour. Did I say season 4 is a tour? We just got week after week. We got people, and the best and the brightest coming on the show and tell us their story. So I think it's important to ask, because there's no wrong answer. It's all about what you want to, where you want to, perspective. What is success for you? And some people are fine, being like it's artists who like Big Crit, who has a very like niche market, and I'm sure he's perfectly fine with that. I'm sure if he mixed it up a little bit and kind of switched it up a little bit here and there, he probably can get more listeners. But I think he's fine in his niche, and I'm sure he goes home every day and is happy about that. Versus you got Drake, and he's in everybody's household. Everybody don't want to be Drake, and I think people need to understand, because they look at you are what's the word? I'm losing my brain right here.
Should never smoke the weed.
You're responsible. Yeah, for real. You are role model for you are a pioneer. So like people look up to you. So like when they see your brand, some people look at you and they say,
that's the target.
Yeah. And so you got to kind of, you know, people need to understand, like, no, this is kind of where my space is versus, like, you know.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like, I had to, like, I think I finally came to a point in my life, probably like in the last couple of weeks, when I'm like, you know what, Drew, it's okay if people try to replicate what you do. This is like a new level of maturity for me because,
Really?
like, nah, seriously, because I would see things on social, I'm like, bro, you know where they got this from, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Or somebody telling me something. It's funny, a story. He probably gonna listen to this, but he told me he's starting a new brand. He literally told me he's starting my brand. He's like, yo, I'm doing X, I'm gonna do messaging, we're focusing on mindfulness and mental health and this and that. I'm like, that sounds just like my brand. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, but that's, instead of me being like, man, this is a guy Jack, and I'm like, nah, Drew, you doing something big, bro. You got people looking to follow you and, you know, commend yourself, clap for yourself on this one too. Yeah. And it's a what they say, it's a form of flattery.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're first, no one could ever take your spot.
That's what I was about to say, because for me, I feel like I started doing this shit a lot earlier than a lot of people did. Obviously, you know, budget, finances, money, you know, make something pop quicker than other. You know, a football player who got 7 All-Pros who start a podcast, that bitch gonna jump day one. You know, we got to put our work in. But I used to, because I know I copied off a lot of people. I know I took a lot of ideas from people from the very beginning. Yeah. So for me, I didn't have to jump that hurdle because I copied off of so many people that I looked up to. Yeah. And tried to mimic what they did. That, like, when I finally got in a space and I was doing this good enough to be copied, it was like, okay. For me, it was like, damn, now I'm actually doing stuff that people fuck with. Because you see people you close to, like you say, you see people you close to, you're like, nah, you got that from me. But it's like, for me, it's like, nah, that mean I'm doing something right that people fuck with.
Inspiring
and so
people.
when I see that, it just made me go crazy. It's
100%.
like, all right, you finna have to figure this next move out. Because I'm finna go crazy.
I got this newfound energy right now. I don't know what happened. I woke up yesterday on 1,000. I'm like, it's time to go get it. Like, and I think it was just all this stuff I've just been dealing with these last few months, man. But I'm just like, it's time to go get it. So yeah, it's a form of flattery, and I do get inspired because my whole mission in life, my main purpose in life is to inspire. I was like, yo, God put me here to inspire others. And whatever that's through, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, if they want to Jack RNB Untapped, Jack RNB Untapped. They want to Jack the Aware brand, Jack the Aware brand.
It's just
whatever.
pushing your message, but
exactly.
pushing that energy you want to be pushing. Exactly. That's the win, bro.
And at the end of the day, Cam, like, it's about the impact for me.
Come on.
So, you know, if it's like the telephone game, right? You know, if what I'm doing, somebody catch wind of it, you're going to tell their community, right? And then somebody in that community going to catch it, and they're going to tell their own community, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It just keeps spreading. But specifically with the Aware brand, if the message of being aware of self and loving myself and having some spiritual balance within myself is spreading amongst the world.
Come on, man. We got some fresh-ass niggas in Wyoming. Come on.
Like, I'm good with that, you know?
Spread the love for sure.
There's gonna be some fresh ass aware niggas in Wyoming. You hear me?
Yeah, global love, man.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
But let's talk about some fun stuff, man. Collaborations. I mean, like I said, I've been watching you since the beginning. But even with the Aware brand recently, I've been watching that you've been dipping your toes deep into these collabs, and they're fire. So first off, I had to grab this joint right here from the source.
Hard.
Yeah, that's hard.
You did a collaboration with Minority Baseball Prospects. I got one of the hats here.
Yep. I got the jersey.
Talk to me about that collaboration. What inspired? What made you want to start collaborating with other brands? Outside of, obviously, everybody should know that collaborating with other brands is what's going to, also help you reach other people.
Right.
Outside of that one, let's not talk about that one.
Okay.
But outside of that, what inspired you to start collaborating with other people and, starting with the MVP, Minority Baseball Prospect?
Great. So big shout out to Reggie and Ty and Alex, you know what I'm saying? But Reggie hit me up about a year ago. He was telling me about what they're doing, like with the HBCU All-Star Classic. And I told him, like, yo, like, let's do something. You know what I'm saying? Let's just figure it out. And a year later, I met Ty, and we had the creative discussion, and we cooked up some heat. So that's kind of how that came about. But for me, the Aware brand, doing collabs, It's just us telling stories about other people doing great things.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
and,
fire.
And aligning the stories with some merchandise. So what MVP is doing, they're doing amazing things for black and brown baseball players, and we need to make people aware of that. No pun. You know, so
it's awesome.
Yeah,
yeah.
So so that's the kind of collaborations that we're looking to do. Is to collaborate with other platforms that's doing great things, and you know, specifically community based and pushing our narrative forward. And that aligns, you know, with our brand values as well. You know, that's what we're looking to partner with, and we looking to do like a lot of that, you know what I mean, in the near future. This year we were very intentional about collaborating with other people, you know what I mean, because we said, you know, we already got some heat, but let's connect with some other people, provide some heat with some other brands, and then also build our brand awareness, you know what I mean, through other people's platforms. So, yeah, that's the look.
And then TD Jakes. I told the fellas that you got to collab with TD Jakes.
Had all the
sorry, Mr. Jakes. But what the fuck you got going on with TD Jakes, man?
Man, that was crazy, bro. And it's about being ready. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to go to New Orleans for I was supposed to go to Austin for South by Southwest. This situation didn't happen. We missed the opportunity, but the same people we were gonna partner with was like, yo, TD's looking for like some merch for a good soil. And we was like, okay, they looking for somebody to develop their product, their team. And they was like, can you get on the call tomorrow? Or no, can you send me a deck? Because I'm getting on the call with them tomorrow. And I was like, all right, bet. Sent the deck to him. He hit me during the meeting and was like, yo, they want to talk to you tomorrow. And I was like, all right. Talked to them, you know what I mean? A week later, we shot them what we thought was dope for their brand, because we literally created the Good Soil merchandise from scratch. Just listened to what they had in mind and gave them, you know what I'm saying, our sauce. So, I mean, this literally happened within 4 weeks. From the conversation to actually getting the products produced. You know what I'm saying?
Have they launched yet?
Yeah, so we launched it during their International Leadership Summit and the Good Soil Conference down in Orlando. But there are some products still available. So if you are listening and watching right now, make sure you reach out to TD Jakes and, you know, their whole team and say, hey, can we get some of that merchandise? You know,
the restock. Yeah, we gonna demand a restock. Sure. We gonna push for a restock.
It's some of the best, you know, pieces we've done.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to check them out. Okay. Any other collaborations you got brewing that you willing to spill the beans about?
Nah, I can't. It's a couple dope ones though, man.
Gotta keep it under wraps. I understand this.
Yeah. It's a couple dope ones, man.
Gotta protect the creative process.
You mentioned one of the people earlier, so that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. I'm just do your research. That's what do your research. I did mine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's wrap it up with Aware brand with retail. Your news retail partnership with Footlocker.
Okay.
So how did the partnership come about? And explain to someone like myself who's at the beginning of starting a brand, any brand, what is the process like from going from a out-of-the-trunk brand to having a retail partnership in, Footlocker, who hadn't been in there? So talk to us about that.
Man, I think my story is unique, man. My story is unique, and it can play a role. I'm going to give you some, like, intangibles that people need to have when they're creating the brand. One of the things you need to have is consistency. Okay. I'm about to change my nickname. My nickname is about to be Mr. Consistent, because I've been putting it in for years, for a long time, and I never stop. And I think if you're starting a brand, you want to be able to be consistent and don't stop. Like y'all got 142 episodes, so that shows me and that tells me y'all are consistent and y'all persistent on what y'all building, and it's only gonna get bigger. Staying authentic to yourself. A lot of people get, mesmerized by the big lights and the big names, and they just jump into it. Nah, does our values actually align? Right. So that's the number one thing about brand partnerships. Do both of y'all values align? And if it does, well, you got something now, and you can move forward with the conversation. But if the values don't align, then you can't talk to me. Okay. And with Footlocker, man, they're all about the youth. They're all about like empowering the youth. Like you wouldn't even think that. I looked into it. Footlocker Inc. right? Read their whole mission statement. I'm like, oh, they're doing stuff that we're trying to do.
Okay.
And I was like, this makes sense. You know what I mean? When the opportunity came up. So, and being ready, because, you know, I think being ready at all times, like, you know, Dion, man, one of my favorite people in the world. Don't know him, but he's an idol of mine. You know what I mean? He said he stayed ready so he don't have to get ready. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and that's something I plan on doing. I stay doing, because I got the call from Footlocker just randomly during COVID. The world is shut down, you know, and you know, we did a pop-up in Detroit February before COVID. My homegirl Brianne White, she was doing this trunk show, showcasing like up and coming brands out of Detroit, and she was like, "Yo, Drew, I want to feature y'all." I said, "All right, bet." So we did it. And we was getting crazy sales in the Foot Locker store. I'm like, no, this is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And so the market manager was there. And I was like, dog, what would it look like for us to be in the store? Look at this. Look at people buying it. Like, they're shopping. And he was like, I know. I don't know, though. I was like, all right, bet. So fast forward, COVID happens, and then you're into April. He texted me. He was like, yo, you still want to be in the store?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I was like, hell yeah. He was like, yo, we starting this new program up called Homegrown, where we featuring like maybe 5 brands in the country, and the buyer loves your shit.
It's fire.
And I was like, all right, what we got to do? All right, I'm about to set up a call next week. Be ready. Set up that call. They was like, yo, we're going to start y'all with 2 stores. I was like, what stores? And it was like 181st and Broadway up in New York City, and East 8 Mile in Detroit.
Lit.
And I was like, bet, let's do it. So as soon as I got off the call, I told my team, I was like, hey, 2 to 200. That's the goal. And I mean, obviously they got like 3,500 stores worldwide, but I was like, yo, if we can get to 200 stores, we good money. You know what I mean? 200 key doors around the globe, we good money, because I still wanted to keep it exclusive. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But yeah, man, I would say that, man, staying consistent, being authentic, knowing your brand story, your values, and where you lie at. So when the opportunities do come, you're making sure that you're making the right brand partnership decisions and strategic partnerships. And always being ready. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay ready, man. So when that call comes, you better pick it up.
Yeah. Okay, well, at least I think I'm doing. That's why I feel good.
Big nuggets right there.
I was about to say, I feel good listening to Drew. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to stay consistent. And one of my biggest things is like, just be ready, because it's like, for me, I'm just doing the work now, building my shit up, building my repertoire, building my skills up. So when motherfuckers start noticing this, and the energy started coming through, and I got people coming through, and because now I got people asking me to come on the show, and it's like, shit.
Yeah, I was one of them.
I'm booked for like the next 3 weeks, and I'm like,
now.
and I'm thinking to myself, but like, I can handle it. I'm like, yeah, we can get this in and out. Boom. JD asked me like, when is coming out? When? I'm like, no, tomorrow. Fuck you, mean? You know what I mean?
Perfect time.
I'm ready. Yeah, tomorrow.
But I'm gonna tell you something. Man. Like, you are what you attract. So if you see yourself as that big ass podcast, that platform where people like to listen, and you keep that vision, all 3 of y'all keep that vision, even yourself, man, you're gonna attract all of that. You're gonna be sold out not sold out. You're gonna be booked for 3 months. You know what I mean? Forget 3 weeks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so and this is something I'm practicing, just keeping the vision of who you see yourself as your highest version of yourself in that time period. Keep that vision. Keep it. Think about it every day. You know what I'm saying? Meditate on it. You know what I mean? Because it's so much power and energy, and the energy that we carry, we attract that. So if you see yourself as the #1 podcast, and y'all repeat that to yourselves in the meetings, and y'all talk about it, and y'all put it down on the board, and y'all look at it every day, y'all will become the #1 podcast. You just gotta be patient with God, bro.
That's
you know
a
what I'm
fact.
saying?
That's a fact.
And keep working. Like I said, keep that consistency, bro.
Shout out to my team, man. Shout out to your team too, because I mean, that's the last question I want to ask, is to throw it in there, because it's how important a team is.
It's important, man.
Just let the people know how important
I get this question
that is.
asked a lot, and I'm going through a transition right now with my team, and I'm learning to be a coach every day, man, and a player every day on my team. And I know for a fact, for doing it this long, you definitely need experts in the right seats. Like, we're done playing like, oh, that's my homie, that's my brother, I'm about to put him on. Nah, that man don't have no experience, and in the position you about to put him in, don't put him in unless he's hungrier than you. Not hungry as you, but he has to be hungrier than you. You know what I'm saying? Because Man, it's about, you got to have a starting five, you know what I mean? And those starting fives got to play their position.
Everybody got to do their job.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to do their job. If you on the block and getting up and picking up the boards, man, that's your job. Just focus on that. If you're the facilitator, you're the point guard, man, you setting up the plays, man, focus on that, man. If you're the shooter, nigga, get in them spots, nigga, so I can pass you the ball.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, that is, that's the team. Team, people knowing their position and playing that shit well and having some experience.
Let's get it. Make sure y'all that's one of the most, for me, growing in this game, is the most underrated thing I think people forget about, especially our people, is the power of team, because you can't do a shit out here by yourself. Not worth a damn. I mean, if you just trying to compete against your little homies in the group chat, cool. You can win in that by yourself. But if you're trying to step beyond that and really do something amazing, you're gonna need a lot of help, you know what I mean? Not just, it is going to stretch even beyond your team. I mean, hell, I got Meg on the show next week. Meg Gilchrist. Got her on the show next week. And I remember she got me one of my first, big time sports people. It was just like, she hit me up like, you want to interview Quincy Avery?
That's dope.
I'm like, yeah, I don't even know who the fuck he was at the time. And then the minute I say, yeah, we get it locked in, I start doing my research. I'm like, shit. Yeah. So, it's just like the power of team, the power of people, the power of, like you say, what you attract. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because, to this day, I'd be like, damn, why the fuck was she, what she saw, but appreciate it. Yeah, that too.
Your network.
Love that.
All love.
Shout out to you, man.
But let's talk about brand and marketing real quick.
Okay.
Real quick.
Okay.
What strategies do you employ? Because you got a lot of experience in marketing, obviously sales and marketing major. Yeah. You did work in sales. I mean, not sales. Yeah, well, you did sales, marketing, and brand development. I never can. Yeah. What strategies do you employ to build brand awareness and increase brand visibility? Because I think that's what a lot of our Black-owned brands are struggling with attaining.
I just did this joint on Skill House where I did like three key things to keep in mind when you're building your brand. And like I said, the brand identity is going to be the key. A lot of Black-owned businesses just don't have the standard look, and that kind of prevents us from cutting through all the noise of other, entrepreneurs and business owners out there. So definitely having a look, right? How you present yourself, right, in the world. That's how people are going to perceive you. So just that brand identity, from the logo, from the colors that you're using, to your brand message, what you stand for, those are like some key things. And I also said, like, we're so crazy in the digital era, it's like, how do you create experiences, depending on the type of brand you have, but how do you create experiences in real life? Because there's so much noise. And even if you did it on, on the digital space, like, how do you make it feel real?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because people are looking for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, I would just say, man, just, finding those core competencies, man. Shout out to Mr. Freeman from Tuskegee.
It's coming back. Let's get it.
Those core competencies are the things that make your brand special. Okay. And if you can, for us, it's like, the quality of the apparel. So making sure that we always showcase the quality of the apparel, right? The brand messaging is strong. So making sure we always hyper focus on the brand message. So all these things, like, if you take yourself, what are the great things about who you are, right? And just always focus on those things and push it out there to the world. I think that's what's going to help you cut through, because that shows that authenticity, because nobody's like you and nobody's like the brand that you're creating. You know what I mean? So that is, for me, I would tell people to focus on
gems.
Been dropping them
all day. Right. And we gonna get off the rails after this. But the last question, and I think this is one I can actually learn from as well. What is your advice to brands who are getting started with little to no capital? Because I think we all know, if you're out here in the space and you creating anything, having that capital up front is just a lifesaver. And when you don't, it get a little difficult.
Yeah, trust me. I started off with $250, and we grew this to now a 6-figure business. So it's possible. I never gotten a loan. Maybe once. I'm lying now, but maybe once. I got a loan for sure. But it was definitely that PPP.
Okay, that don't count.
Yeah, that don't count.
Yeah, that don't count.
Because everybody came up, right? But it does count, because it definitely
it helped.
No, it definitely helped me. But you even if you don't have it, start somewhere, because you just don't want that idea that you got, that you hopefully you have a burning desire to see fulfilled. You don't want to see that go away. You got that vision for a reason, and you should keep that vision and work on the vision. Don't matter if you just start off, if you're a product-based business, just start off with one product.
Just run
what I mean? And then shit. I mean, if you can't afford to even get the inventory for that, use drop shipping options. You know what I mean? Companies that can make the product for you upon orders. You know what I mean? So there's so many different ways to work around, and that's actually how I started off. I didn't start off with buying bulk load of clothes, man. I was like, nah, I don't got it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to find, different companies that can make this product for me made to order. And then I got my money up that way, stacked the chips that way. And then I was able to buy, 24 shirts, 50 shirts, 100 shirts, 1,000 shirts, because I was just kind of, finessing the system a little bit. But the goal is to get to OPM. The goal is not to touch your own money. You know what I mean? The goal is to know how to have these conversations with banks and, with these lenders and stuff like that. That's something that I'm actually learning right now, because I always, I took the Nipsey Hussle approach, man, all money in. Yeah. So I've always been, always recycling my dollars. You know what I mean? I didn't get the new whip because I was always using my bread to put it back into inventory. You know what I'm saying? So, I always, knew how to work with my money, man. My mom always said it. She's like, I don't know nothing. If I know anything about you, you know how to stack some money. And then, like I said, but the end goal is OPM. If y'all don't know what that is other people money. You know what I'm saying? And, try to figure out how you can get into getting into these banks, man, and getting these credit lines and being able to invest in your dreams.
For sure. Appreciate that last gym, man, because we about to get off the rail. So I don't know if this is going to be gym worthy, but it's right on brand. You feel me? Let's get it.
Let's get it, bro.
Let's go. So first thing we're going to get off the rails, man, we're going to talk about, we just going to play a game.
All right.
It's called Pick Your Poison.
Okay.
It's a segment. It's a wild card segment, man, but it has been segment. Where we allow the guest of the show to pick their poison, pick what we talk about next. You got 3 choices.
Okay.
Red pill, blue pill, green pill.
All right.
Red pill, Fat Joe. Green pill, Keke Palmer. Was that blue pill left? Blue pill, Larsa Pippen and Marcus Jordan. Your choice.
And the green pill is I'm taking
Keke.
Right? Oh, that's Keke?
Yeah, that's Keke. Which one is Keke, Fat Joe, and Larsa and Marcus, man?
I'm picking Keke.
All right, let's go. We're gonna talk Keke Palmer, man. I was hoping you picked that. I think that was y'all vote.
Yeah.
We just picked Keke Palmer. It worked. We baited him with the green pill, guys. We got him. I'm just kidding. But Keke Palmer, man, she's making headlines. She got Instagram on fire. She got Twitter on fire. And you know it's on fire when they got Facebook going. They got Facebook on fire.
Yeah.
Keke Palmer showed up. What was that? BT Awards?
That was Usher.
Oh, it was
In Vegas.
It was in Vegas.
Usher got them feeling real spicy in Vegas right now.
She showed up. What's the old people with scant? What is it? What's the word?
Scantily clad.
That's the word. Ass out.
Damn.
Fishnets to the galore. Outside. But anyway, she was outside. She was enjoying herself. Usher was enjoying himself. And her husband was not enjoying himself. Husband went to Twitter and spoke his displeasure in her entire. Anybody got the tweet? Anybody got the tweet on hand?
Said something about her being a mother and how he felt about it. He kind of used the wrong word.
He just went on. So let's talk about, everybody on Twitter giving their opinion. I try to stay away from this shit. But for the talking points, what do you think about, we're not going to talk about Keke Palmer, fuck everybody else's relationship. What work for you at the end of the day. But do you think it was out of pocket for bruh to take relationship energy to the internet?
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Everybody got different reasons, though. That's why I'm interested to hear what are y'all reasons why. Because some people just think it's just lame just to say stuff on the internet in general.
What you gonna win doing that? What's your end goal in I'm about to shit on my baby mama on the internet?
Yeah, you losing.
My only angle for like celebrity-like people is because they run out of avenues to like ask for help. Like, cause I like looked at Kanye when he was like, he isn't, but she is.
But she's fine though.
But I'm saying, you remember when Kanye was like tweaking on the internet and people like, why is he on the internet? It's like somebody like Kanye, I feel like he's so like out there anyway. I feel like the internet is like his only place to run sometimes.
Yeah, okay.
Like people like them, like maybe that might be their only place to run.
Outlet.
Yeah, but I still don't buy it. That's just an angle I'm looking at.
I get it, you know what I'm saying, but I think it was just too hot in the moment, you know what I'm saying, and
shout out to my son. He's tripping.
I know.
He's going Zerk in there.
Shout out to the young bull. But I mean, yeah, I taking relationship matters to the internet is kind of corny. Yeah, it's corny. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I used to be on my Drake, you know what I mean, subliminal stuff, but I got caught up one time with that, and I said I'll never do it again.
Yeah, I did that once too. It came back quick. Like, the fuck does this mean?
You got to give it a couple days. Think about it.
Yeah, and then tweet it. You tweet that shit in the moment, you in trouble.
Oh yeah,
100%, bro.
Yeah, I got caught
up
up too.
I'm not finna subtweet you.
I used to be hella sub-tweet.
Yeah, I got the tweet.
Yeah.
The shit I gotta say to you, I'm gonna just say it.
No,
to
bro
you.
was just straight up. What did he say, Mike?
Call you.
Yeah, that's what he should have done. He should not have gone to Twitter.
And he probably would have got some buns that night too. She was like, damn, I like how you talking to me. Like,
take that fucking dress off, whatever. Text the fuck out of her.
Turn it into a positive. Like, come on, now.
They got some conspiracy.
What did he say, Mike? What do you say?
We live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others, and he gets told how much
Are they married
he is. No, they're not married yet.
oh wow.
Oh,
This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case.
But we don't give a fuck. Like, that's the issue. Like,
this
why
not
are you telling me that?
1960 either. Like, yo, you gotta pick somebody that you not molding women
we
these
in the middle of
days.
July.
bro.
Like,
Who's your audience?
we
Huh?
I'm thinking
He wasn't. He was mad at Usher.
Yeah, it's like you.
Right.
Yeah, that was.
him.
Oh, you say you wasn't mad at the outfit? He wasn't.
He was
They
mad.
recorded her dead that naked while she was pregnant, bouncing around.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was her.
So he was cool with the outfit till he seen the
Usher-
attention she got
saw,
in it.
He saw her get a little twinkly eyed, you know what I mean, when Usher was singing that shit to her.
Bro was tight.
Big Charlie said
Say it,
Probably
JD.
so.
Say it.
Probably so.
They don't even know us.
He right off mic. But like, I heard a conspiracy that Usher might have a relationship with him some type of way.
Oh, come on, dog.
I'm just saying, I'm new to TikToks and shit get kind of wild over
Oh
there.
yeah,
You know what
TikTok's a
I'm
whole
saying?
nother world.
Yeah.
We get some digger darkers over there.
Okay.
But he just
There
don't
was-
don't shit on your girl to us because we don't care.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
gonna laugh at you.
yeah
And
you're
they
a
just gonna
clown.
pick who they like the most to see whose side
The
they're on.
internet is undefeated, bro.
And then next time they see y'all on the red carpet, they just gonna be calling you a bitch.
Look at you.
Not even. They might even forget about it. Knowing that.
Nah,
He
the internet never forgets, bro.
Yeah.
Internet never forgets,
bro.
and the internet will never let you forget
He gonna be sassy
when you
forever.
fucked up. They still reminding Bron he lost to the Mavs. You think they not gonna let guy get that smoke? Bro, what's the dude? What's the dude who the skeeky dude who like just went missing on this lady that one time?
Oh,
What's his
They
name?
went missing.
Maybe I think he did. He was he had a lot of felony.
Oh, it was during homecoming.
What's his name?
His daddy used to work at the engineering
No.
building.
oh, Louis
Louis
Bird.
Bird.
Louis, yeah,
Louis Bird.
he went missing.
That nigga said nigga laid up.
I would never. Hey, nobody will ever let that nigga live that down.
They gonna let the boy Jackson.
I was gonna say Derrick Jackson.
Jackson.
That girl bunny every day.
Yeah,
He was selling some bullshit.
fuck Jackson. We're not talking about him this week. I've given him a lot of too many airwaves over here, and I'm not fucking with him this week.
That's real.
Yeah.
Move on to the next question. Let's go.
So we got a game right here. No, go or no go. You the fashion guru in here right now of us all. So I want you to give us a go and a no go on these fashion trends. A lot of them are summer trends. Some of them are just trends. We're starting off the top. Tawana's gonna like this. V-neck T-shirts. No go or no go.
Man, leave that in like 2006,
I
bro.
fucking told these niggas. V-Nex is dead.
I'll wear an old V-neck that I've had from like 2006, but no, I'm not. I don't throw clothes away.
I ain't gonna lie, I used to get the fresh pack of V-necks from
Yeah,
Target.
the Hanes boys. Man, what?
I got like an express one that was like so high quality that it's still good today. I have to wear it. I'm sorry. Sometimes.
Yeah, leave the V-necks alone.
So no go on the V-neck?
That's a no-go.
Okay, no go on the V-necks. Black Air Forces, go or no go?
just depends on the type of vibe you on, bro.
Hey.
You know what I mean? It just depends on the type of vibe.
You got it. We need a final answer.
It's a go.
It's a go. Yeah. I was about to say, let's go.
I fuck with it.
Dirty sneakers.
Yeah, we can do that.
Most importantly, Air Force One. So like the dirty sneaker game. Go or no go?
It depends, man. Yeah, huh? Oh, you talking about the Air Forces?
Like just dirty sneaker. Well, yeah, it starts with like the dirty forces.
Dirty sneakers are a no-go, but it just, sometimes the dirty sneakers are kind of like trendy, like wearing some beat up, like Vans from Cali, you know what I mean? Some Chucks.
Like 10 pair of dirty Vans in rotation right now.
Even some Jordan 1s, like beat up Jordan 1s.
I got some fucked up ones
like you
I
still
wear.
get respect for having some OG beat up ones on, you feel me?
My shadow ones
a little
are
character
fucking
sprinkled on them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'm in between with that one.
Okay. That's a push. What they call it? A push. Throwback jerseys. Go or no go?
It's a go.
That's a go. Sheer and see-through clothing on men.
That's a no-go.
Okay.
What do you mean by sheer?
Like sheer and or like the
You know what?
the D Wade shirts.
I'm gonna say it's a no-go.
The Russell Westbrook shit.
If you see me wearing a sheer shirt,
Sheer's a no. Maybe the
just
knit.
know I'm feeling crazy weight. I am like in the bag. Okay. And I'm
deep.
Yeah, I'm on a yacht. I probably
My boy,
made a few
he is
million.
in his mood.
Going to the 6 seat.
You be like, oh, that nigga.
If you know you, this nigga hit the lotto. Okay. Oversized clothing. I see those are coming back to big jeans.
Yeah. I'm in it. I love it. I love it.
Okay, so that's a go.
Yeah.
I like the big tees.
No, I don't like the big tees.
I like the big tees, not the big
The big
jeans.
jeans, wow.
I like the big jeans.
like sweatpants or like
I
you
do
know
that.
what I'm saying?
I can do the sweat.
The big baggy sweats.
I've been doing that. I don't know. I seen Drake. I seen Shy.
Yeah.
Big jeans.
Yeah, I seen Sengun this weekend on League Fits. He had some fresh ass
It
big jeans
depends.
on.
That's not my vibe, but it is definitely a go in the coast.
It's wavy, yeah.
But like the big jeans.
Big jeans on with like a white beater. That shit be wild to me.
That's
Who's
me. That's
styling
probably.
these guys?
I think they doing it themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, big designer sneakers.
A no go.
Thank you.
Yes. I don't even own a pair. And I'm a sneakerhead for sure.
Them shits are all trash.
I do have a pair of like some Saint Laurent canvas kind of shoes, but they're not sneakers. They're not like running shoes. They're like canvas kind of shoes you wear on a nice day out. You know what I'm saying? But like, I never was really into like the big ass Balenciaga shoes or all of those kicks, whatever like that. But I mean, it depends.
The waffle stompers.
Like You said what?
He said dunks. I said I fuck with some dunks.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about
Rick Owens, like Rick Owens or something like that.
Oh,
I
no.
like the Rick Owens.
Yeah,
I like the Rick Owens. Those Chuck Taylor joints. Yeah, I like those a lot.
Leather sandals.
Oh, you gotta rock them.
You-
What kind of leather sandals are we talking?
Slippers, thong slippers.
anywhere from
Birkenstocks.
Birkenstocks to thong sandals to like even the Jesus Grill specials.
I definitely
No
got
go.
the Jesus Sixes on when I touched
no
the
go,
grill.
man.
Lil Will just copped some too.
I be seeing them Africans. You know, there's a lot of Africans out here, so I be seeing them Africans. Do they really be rocking them the leather
It's
sandals?
It's a vibe.
And so people pluck from different cultures, and I be catching the leather sandal vibes out lately. It's real hot. Yesterday I was out with the fam. I seen a lot of leather sandals, so that's why I added this.
It's only for the grill for me.
Okay. So it's a no go for you, Drew.
Personally,
Okay. Hoochie Daddy shorts.
I think I got some on right now.
Yeah,
So it's a go.
it's a go for me.
It's a go.
It's a lot of Hoochie Daddy shorts on in this room. It's Hoochie Daddy shorts and Twan.
I usually have them too. I figured I'd wear some pants today. Switch it up.
Hey, we back in the 80s, man.
Yeah, it's bad. Okay,
Back in the 80s with these shorts.
I'm glad everybody can see the same vision. We don't got no motherfucker stuck in the 2000s in here.
That's
And the last one, man, fake jewelry. Go or no go?
a no
It's a
go.
no go. That shit'll break me out, my boy. I got sensitive
No
skin.
go.
You not with the people who like go get like the big ass things? Like, we're not getting the real shit. We're just gonna get the fake one.
It's a no go.
No circumstances. JD, no circumstance. You're not.
I ain't a jewelry guy. I had this chain for 10 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not a big jewelry guy.
Okay.
No go.
No go. All right. Okay.
No green skin.
Now, if you are gonna wear that fake stuff though, wear it in the club because nobody's gonna know the difference.
That is true.
All right.
Some rich person told me that.
Yeah. Okay.
Wear
Okay.
fake jewelry.
In the league, yeah. Somebody in the league told me that. It was like they wear their fake stuff in the club.
Okay, just to go to the club, though. The real shit is everywhere
They
else.
assume that it's real.
So the caveat to the fake jewelry is you can wear fake jewelry in the club.
If they steal it, it's fake.
Yeah.
That's true.
But what if you just wearing it, not thinking about it getting stolen?
I mean, you don't ever think about getting robbed.
That's not why they wear the fake jewelry then?
I don't know what's the reason behind it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the reason is behind it.
All right, we got 2 more and then we out of here.
All right.
Complex just named Atlanta the hip-hop capital of the world.
Mm-hmm.
One, do you agree with it? That the number 1 ranking for Atlanta? Or your New York bias not allowed?
Nah, I mean, Atlanta's the epicenter of culture, man. So, you know, they've been on a run. You know what I mean? And, you know, they still got Little Baby. They got Thug. They got Gun. They got all these guys leading the way, the Migos, all them guys, man. So, you know, and if you got new artists like Lotto, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, Atlanta is definitely hot as hell. So I'm not mad at that.
Okay. And give me your top 5
Like cities.
hip-hop cities.
Hip-hop cities.
Hip-hop cities.
New York. So I got Atlanta, New York. Right now, we talking about currently right now. Detroit, LA.
Probably Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis is hot.
I got Memphis up there for sure.
That was a good one.
I like
Memphis
Memphis.
is
I was
hot.
trying to think of like you hit the good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh?
Big Glow,
Glorilla, yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody.
Moneybag Yo.
Moneybag.
2 times.
Black Youngster.
Key
Key
Glock.
Glock.
I mean-
R.I.P. Dolph.
Gotti.
Gotti.
Yeah, they nah.
Really? Big 30.
Yeah, I'm a fan, bro.
Who Shiesty?
Come on now.
Yeah.
He's nice.
Okay. I can actually adopt that list. I would slide New York down a little bit.
Who you
I'm gonna bring LA up a little bit because I just fuck with a little more LA artists. I think that New York is holding on to the heritage. I think y'all getting like heritage points, legacy points.
I don't think so.
Nah, I mean,
As
you
of
got-
recently, I don't think so.
They're recent artists.
York
Just,
is
I don't.
going crazy, and then I think a lot of that switched over when Pop Smoke came on the scene.
Yeah. So with like
You know,
the drill
you got
style.
Pop, you got Fabio, you got
Yeah.
You know, and I think the females
So I
from
got
New
some
York are
females
holding
coming
it
too.
down. You got Lola Brooke, Scarlett, Cola Ray.
Hey, I
Coyle
still
Ray.
don't understand. I don't understand what Lotto was saying when she was smoking blunts as big as Coyle Ray.
She's skinny.
Oh, Ice Spice. Oh no.
So why would you say you smoking
I
skinny blunts?
thought you said I chopped up Coyle Ray name, but yeah, Ice Spice. Oh yeah,
Body
nah,
shame?
100%. I mean, who?
We talking about Lotto body shaming Quilla, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I never understood what smoking a blunt big as Coyle Ray. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, is that a shot, or are you just saying I smoke small blunts?
You definitely didn't like it.
Me and Amber was in the car talking like we're trying to figure out what that bar means. But people were upset about it. Coyle Ray, I think she was upset about it.
It might be a nice size.
But she's really skinny.
That's somebody's appetite.
Yeah.
I think it's just wordplay.
Was she saying she's smoking a Coyle Ray pack? We'll see. Find out on the next episode.
Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, and last thing, man, we got to talk ski. We got to bring it out on the HBCU vibe. You're well traveled, man. You do a lot of content with different HBCUs. Yep. Give us your top 5 HBCU homecomings, Drew Sanders edition.
All right, so first I would definitely got to go with Tuskegee University.
Come
right?
on,
It's
man.
like a family
We
reunion.
weren't gonna even listen to you any further if you would have said anything else.
Yeah, and then I'm not even gonna lie, I'm gonna follow up with G-Ho.
Gio's
North
nice.
Carolina
That's the other one I
A&T.
told you. I've been to.
Oh
I
my
forgot to tell
God,
you
it
about.
felt
been
like
that one.
Skiggy, like, but times 10 low key. Like, it was crazy. Like, it's like that. It's
thick.
a party on like every corner of the campus. Like, we walk on it, and I think that's something we gotta adopt, right? With Skiggy, like, we got so much land, but we don't adopt like all the pieces to curate experiences. But that's what they do at NCAT. Like, you go on this one strip, it's like nothing but cars lined up or grills lined up, people cooking. Then you go around the other corner, it's a block party with a DJ. Then you go to the other corner, it's another party. So I'm like, oh, this whole campus is active.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would definitely put them up there.
Homecoming 2K23 sponsored by Drew Sanders.
We actually
24.
gonna be there.
Oh, 23. It was
Yeah, we
23.
gonna be there. We gonna be there this year for sure. What another homecoming? I mean,
Number
Spellhouse
3.
homecomings. So I mean, I guess that's what.
That's one. That's one. That,
So
no.
Spellhouse is up there for me on the ones that I experienced. Clark is lit. That's an AUC thing. And Who else I got that I've experienced? Okay, that's kind of my favorite ones, man. I'll give you 4, but I don't know what other school did I go to in this tour? Because I didn't like Jackson State, and I'll tell the world that Jackson State. I'm going to FAM this year.
They got a really
for the
nice
first
homecoming.
time.
What happened in Jackson?
Man, they try to hate on me, dog. They try to hate on me, man. But that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother day, man. But I definitely want to put. I put FAM in. I put either Howard. I never experienced Howard, but just all the love that I'm hearing and everybody, talking about it, and we will be there this year. Howard, you know what I mean? I'm gonna put that at number 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got Tuskegee, we got G-Ho, we got Spellhouse, we got
And Howard.
Clark,
yeah.
and then we got Howard.
Yeah.
That's the top 5.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get flack for that list, but it is what it is. Especially my people that go to FAMU, they're gonna be like, "What?"
Fam got a
But
nice
yeah,
homecoming.
but shout out to FAMU, man. Met some great alumni from that university. Yeah, and looking forward to being on y'all campus this fall. It's gonna be lit.
All right. Mike, Twan, JD,
It's a good episode.
we up?
It's great.
That's it?
Jim,
So many nuggets.
lots of love.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Drew, first off, man. Second off, third off. Huh? Oh, fan question.
Yeah.
From the fan in the corner with your hat on. He wants to know, are you Illuminati?
Yeah, I am actually, man. Damn,
Come on.
you got me, dog.
We got us one.
Nah,
Come
man.
in. We got it.
I get asked that question all the time, man. What does the eye mean? And so if you look at it, the heart is the pupil, and you got the eye, right? So I've been saying this the whole interview, but the brand is all about self-awareness and self-love. So the heart represents love, and in order to see yourself, you have to love yourself first.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? So so that's what the eye represents, man.
You got to change your name to like Aware now, like Diddy. He's like Love. You got to change your name, bro. That's what you said. You Mr. Consistency. That's it.
Nah,
Okay.
nah. That's somebody else's name. But I like Aware.
Okay, you. I'm gonna call. Hey, Aware. Come here.
Aware. I like that.
He gonna look up every time you say it. Anyway, hey, Aware. Come
I
here.
love that. That's funny.
Okay, yeah. So again,
Where? I'm gonna be in the camera like that. Where? Like,
we appreciate you coming through.
Question before you leave.
Go ahead.
Any product that you can tease, glasses, bracelets, socks.
oh man, I'm sitting on a drop. You said this is dropping tomorrow.
Tomorrow on
Yeah,
Footlocker.
this is dropping the following.
Oh
day.
yeah. This episode dropping tomorrow.
Yeah, so we got some new stuff that we dropping with Footlocker on the 12th on Wednesday. So if you're listening to this, man, go to footlocker.com. You know what I mean?
This the piece right here?
Yeah, I got the shorts on. I got the T-shirt
That's
on.
nice. I was gonna ask you where can I get it, but
Yeah,
now I know.
man. And
Footlocker.
if you in New York City, man, we in Harlem, we in Times Square, Brooklyn, Queens.
That's fire.
all over New York City.
That's
So,
the best market to be in.
Yeah.
One of the best. Are y'all in Chicago?
Man, it means a lot, bro. It means so much to me, man. I sometimes I can't even fathom it. Sometimes, nah. When I go, especially Times Square, bro. Like,
Yeah, that's huge.
walking in Times Square, the Foot Locker in Times Square, and seeing my merchandise there, bro, is ridiculous, man. And then every time I go in there, cause I just be popping in, people are buying. So that tells me a lot, man. And it's amazing.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming through. I know that, just giving, somebody your time and this much of your time is not easy to do. So I appreciate you spending the time, spending the block, coming through here, dropping these gems, having a dope conversation. I had a great time. I'm sure the listeners are going to have a fantastic time consuming this. We're going to chop some great content up. We got the no-go. We got some good shit here, man. So just appreciate you pulling through, dropping the nuggets, giving us your time, pumping that good energy through our spirit, man. I needed the energy, the inspiration, the drive.
That's a fact.
I told you I'm a people person. I feed off the people around me. So anytime good energy come in, I'm going to drop some hot shit.
Yeah, you ain't got a sage behind me, man. That's good. I'm leaving some good vibes in.
Come on, man. Nah, we yeah. This nigga's out. God damn. That nigga knows some shit. But yeah, man, appreciate it, man. HasBeens Podcast E6 142. We are out.
Hey.